Which is more impactful Sunday versus the Broncos? The potential return of Treylon Burks or potentially missing Jeffery Simmons? And so I'll let you go to the chat and see what people are saying on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch.
Yeah, scrolling up a little bit here. John Foster says Jeff. Stephen King says Big Jeffrey. Christian Fuller says missing Simmons. G-Man says Simmons MIA. Noah says missing Jeff. Brian says missing Simmons. Jason says Burks easy. That's the first Burks that we've seen so far. Dylan is on Jeff. Apollo's on Jeff. Rooney is on missing Jeff. Jay is on Simmons. Brandon says Treylon Burks coming back. Jeff needs rest, man. Tiffany is missing Big Jeff. Nate's burner is Big Jeff is more important. Ken says Simmons is the heart of the defense. Jay says Simmons. Let's see. Do we have anybody else on Burks here? Karen says Burks. Antoine says Burks. Johnny is on Simmons. Kenny says missing Big Jeff. Caleb's on Simmons. An overwhelming support for Jeffery Simmons. Billy is on Burks. There's one there. Let's see. Nick makes a good point here. Simmons, especially if Dupree is out and Burks didn't contribute much when healthy. I disagree with the second part. Yeah. I agree with the first part. Bud Dupree does have an impact. I think Treylon Burks' impact is deeper than catches and receiving yards. It is the threat of Treylon Burks can have an impact on the Titans offense bigger than his stat line. Yeah. Let's see. Orlando just says, don't put the big fella out there. He doesn't want to see Simmons out there, given what he just heard from him. All right, Austin, where are you at with this? Who has a bigger impact on the Titans Sunday? The return of Treylon Burks,
potentially,
or the potential return of Treylon Burks, or the potential absence of Jeffery Simmons?
I'm going to say the potential return of Treylon Burks is more impactful. The Broncos offense is struggling now. That doesn't mean the Titans defense can just take a deep breath and relax and not have the same intensity that they've had. They can't afford to have a bad day because the Titans can still lose. The Broncos can still pull some things out of their ass, and Russell Wilson can still beat you if you don't pay attention. And so missing Jeffery Simmons would be not great for the Titans defense because I think it all starts with him in the middle of the defense, and we all understand that. But I honestly feel like the Titans offense needs a shot in the arm. And Treylon Burks is the only thing they have that can be described as a shot in the arm when it comes to energy, explosive playmaking ability. And so I have to go with Treylon Burks' return can have a bigger impact because I think the Titans defense, in giving Big Jeff a potential day off against the Broncos, you can still win that game. The Titans offense has to make plays for its defense. So that's where I go with Burks. I just think the drop-off without Burks is, we know what it looks like. The drop-off without Simmons for this defense is significant. But T.R. Tart's having a great year. He was out yesterday with an illness. You've seen guys like Mario Edwards and DeMarcus Walker make plays throughout this season. So they've been able to do things around Big Jeff, but how much does Big Jeff help the other guys be better, right, too? So, but I think Burks has a bigger impact this week in particular with this matchup against the Broncos.
Totally agree. 100% agree. Jeffery Simmons is a more impactful, better player than Treylon Burks. He means more to the Titans. You could argue Jeffery Simmons is the most impactful and most important player to the Titans, maybe outside of Ryan Tannehill, just because Ryan Tannehill's a quarterback. But for this week, you need Treylon Burks more. And it comes down to what you said. It comes down to what our super chat said earlier. The drop off from Jeffery Simmons to the rest of that front four, those guys can get it done for 1 week without him. We need Treylon Burks in this wide receiver room because we've seen it the last couple weeks and it's been ugly. So you need to get some sort of spark on offense. I think it's notable too that playing Denver, they don't run the football. Like they can't run the football. They're not good at it. So like, I'm not too like talking about Big Jeff being huge to stopping the run and, you know, clogging things up the middle there. It's not really a strength of Denver. to go ahead and do that. I think you have enough between Tier Tart and Mario Edwards and Bud Dupree and Danico Autry and Rashad Weaver and these names that you have on the front. You can get by for one game.